Well, let's find out more about Valverde and cross live to Barcelona to join La Liga TV presenter Semra Hunter. Semra, good afternoon to you. Always good to talk to you. We've heard Ben there talking about Valverde. United have spoken to him, we understand. Give us the hard sell on him. Why would the club be interested in him?
Now, I know initially he doesn't have the flashiest of names, which is why so many people are quick to write him off, but they would be wrong in doing so because he's right. He is elite calibre stuff. He is a great manager. He has the personality and the character to go along with it. He's humble, he's down to earth, he's low-key, intelligent, tactically adept. And on top of that, he has bags of experience, and he's been pretty much successful everywhere that he's been. He won the double when he was in Greece. He's worked with some of the biggest, most historical clubs in Spain, with Espanyol, Valencia, Athletic Club. By the way, while he was there, they won the first trophy in 31 years, and that was the Spanish Super Cup, which, by the way, they beat Barcelona to the punch for, and they beat them 5-1 on aggregate. So a few years later, when he went to Barcelona, he won the double in his first season. He won 4 trophies overall, including a back-to-back La Liga title. And even though it's true that they didn't have the greatest start to his third season in charge, he was sacked when they were first in the table in January. It was really quite something and shocking. He had the supports of the players. He had the backing of the players. He was respected. He was liked. But the board at the time, if there was something that they were good at, because they weren't good at anything really, was making bad decisions. And that was a bad decision to let him go. They haven't won the league since then. And it was a bit of a surprise in the end that they decided to part ways with him. However, I think he is an absolutely brilliant candidate for the job. It's worth mentioning, too, that his English is pretty good, which is an added bonus. Whether it's interim or permanent, of course, we'll see. But it also remains to be seen whether he's even interested in taking the job. But I think he's absolutely a brilliant candidate, no doubt.
And in terms of the style of football that he plays, can you describe that for us? How would it fit in with United and the Premier League?
Well, I can give you an example of his most recent job with Barcelona, because he's been out of work for the last 17 months. Something that was really kind of rubbing the Barcelona fans the wrong way is the fact that he was so adaptable and flexible tactically with the modern times at that present moment. And with the team that he had, Barcelona, it's not just about winning, it's how you win too. And so they weren't exactly pleased that he was at times being a little bit more direct, a little bit more vertical, as they say here in Spain. And it wasn't all this possession passing game style of football. It was much more of a hybrid. And so even though it's very effective and it worked and it brought silverware, they weren't exactly happy with it. So I think that's something that he can certainly adapt to Manchester United. Very attacking, very direct style of football. He has plenty of quality players within the squad that he could work with, and he could certainly get the best out of. He knows how to manage big egos. Obviously, we just heard how he was able to handle the likes of Lionel Messi and company. And they, again, respected him. They liked him. They had a good working relationship. And he's very easy to get along with and likable with in the dressing room. So I think that's something that certainly plays into his favour. But yeah, I think that would be, at least in the short term, if that's what he wants to do, it would be a good fit for him and for Manchester United.
Yeah, and you've spoken about the success that he's had. In terms of previous roles, he took Athletic Club from 12th to Champions League qualification in the first season of his second spell there. Do you think that's the kind of impact he could have at Old Trafford?
Oh, absolutely. Of course, I think he could have a really positive impact. And I think he's someone who could have an impact straight away. Again, he's someone who is so experienced. He's worked in various countries. It's true that he's never been to England, but it would be a really big challenge for him. And I think one that he's quite ready for. He was successful as a player. He's been successful as a manager. And again, he's always left a really positive legacy, if you like, everywhere that he's worked. So I think it's something that he could certainly do, stepping into the role straight away, have an immediate impact. And I think it's someone that could encourage them, at least from an attitude point of view, to help them get over this maybe mental barrier that perhaps they're not competing at the level that they should be. They can be competing for more. I do think that they have at least enough quality in the squad right now to be achieving something better, but I don't know. We'll see. But I think he is someone who could certainly try and get the best out of them. But if they want to stay with him in the long run, that is something we have to see, because it doesn't seem as though they would consider him for a long-term job.
Yeah, and I mean, you mentioned he's been out of work since leaving Barcelona. Is that a concern? Why do you think that is? Why hasn't he got another job? Should that be a bit of a red flag?
No, I don't think so. I think it's more by choice. He decided to take a break. He's actually a photographer. He has a lot of other interests beside football. And in the time that he's been back home, up in Bilbao in the Basque Country, he's actually put together a photo exhibit, actually. And so he's been encouraging a lot of people to come and to see it. And it's a lot of photos that have to do with his days as a manager with Barcelona, all of their travels, for example, all of the fans from the inside perspective looking outwards. So he does have a lot of other interests. And I think by the time that he left Barcelona, he was a bit worn out. He was a bit tired, and he decided that he wanted to take some time off after, of course, he was given the exit. So I think it's been by choice that he's decided not to get back into management quickly. I don't think it's a red flag. And perhaps he's just been waiting as well for the right opportunity to present itself. And this could be it.
Another name being spoken about is the Sevilla coach, Julian Lopetegui. Is that one that you could see happening?
Not in the short term. I can understand why they would be interested in him. He's another great manager, someone who's really been thriving at Sevilla. But remember what happened in the summer when apparently he was approached by Tottenham for the job. And apparently they were also willing to pay his buyout clause, which is estimated around €5 million. But he turned them down. He said that he just wasn't interested in leaving Sevilla. He was very happy with the club. He was really encouraged by trying to take them forward and to help them continue to grow and to continue to win trophies. And also, I think he was focused on himself, on improving and developing as a manager. And on top of that, the other day when he was asked about the Manchester United rumours, he was very quick to shut down the journalist asking the question in the press conference. He was visibly very annoyed with the question and said that we're not here to talk about absurd things, to use his words, such as these rumours, and he only wanted to focus on the game at hand in the Champions League. I think he'll also have learned from that experience with the Spanish national team when he was sacked the day before the World Cup, because the rumours, or actually not the rumours, but the news had broke that he was going to be the Real Madrid coach at the end of the World Cup. So that really damaged his reputation at the time a few years ago, and he's worked very hard to recover his reputation. So I don't see him leaving in the middle of a season. It'll be 3 full years by the time the summer rolls around with Sevilla, and maybe then it'll be a completely different ball game, and by that point maybe he will be open to hearing offers.
Okay, Semra, we appreciate your insight. Thank you very much.